Hi, this is Keshav Reddy speaking. He's not around right now. How can I help?
It used to pester you, it used to irritate you, it used to be something that you didn't want. This is a massive pain point in India, by the way. Phone spam.
Tell me a bit about Equal AI. Tell me a bit about your journey here.
Being a third-generation entrepreneur or from a family business and wanting to build your own company, the reality is the challenges are there and they're much harder in different ways. With the advent of agentic AI, we built something interestingly where it'll pick up your phone for an unknown call, speaks on your behalf, then connects the call to you, saying this person is calling for this purpose. Would you like to answer?
You saw what happened with Anthropic and those tools which came out. How are you looking at these fast-paced developments? Because business can become redundant overnight right now.
People who are unable to adapt to AI will get impacted, and that's going to be a societal crisis.
Running a family office or being involved in a family office is also work. I'm not saying it is. But there was this sort of comment and question and conversation.
It's not much work, by the way, if you're just in the family office.
It's not much work. Okay, so I know it's out of the debate you're on.
Sitting in a family office is a more wealth preservation structure. Wealth creation or value creation structures is when you're actually building a company.
Keshav Reddy is with us. Keshav Reddy, in a sense, I think you inhabit two worlds. One of a traditional family business which has deep roots in Indian industry, a very hardcore infra businesses, and now as a young startup founder as well. Which Keshav am I speaking to today?
It's the beauty. It's both. I always keep joking that we are from building physical infrastructure, now I'm building digital infrastructure. It's the same person. I think it's the beauty of building a company is that the skills of an entrepreneur are the same. It's just how you use them in what time, what place.
Yeah. Okay, let's start at the beginning. Tell me a bit about Equal AI. Tell me a bit about your journey here.
Sure. So I'm Keshav. I am very fortunate to be born and brought up in a family full of entrepreneurs. The company that you may know well of is GVK, started by my grandfather. Built many businesses over the years, infra being the known one, but in healthcare, in real estate, in pharma, and tech. And I grew up with this obsession and passion to do and build things. So actually, this is my fourth company as founder. The prior three I've actually sold and exited while I was in college. And now I'm building what I would think is probably the most exciting company in my lifetime, which is an AI assistant for India.
I speak to a lot of founders on this show, and they have different backgrounds, different stories, different struggles as they get to that first check, go to 100 people who don't like their idea. What was that journey like you? I don't want to be presumptuous and think that it was very easy because you come from the GVK family. What was it like?
When everyone has their own journey, mine was challenging in my own way. And building a company, coming out, being a third-generation entrepreneur or from a family business and wanting to build your own company has its different sets of perceptions. Like what you just said, you may perceive me in A or B, or you would perceive that it would be easy. But the reality is the challenges are there and they're much harder in different ways. So I think one of the, when you're trying to start your own company, coming from a family business, you have to figure out what is that one thing you want to build and are you really passionate about building that? And I realized that in over 1 billion Indians today struggle to get access to basic services. You share data about 100 billion times yearly, which is of value of $1 trillion in India. And even for just getting a job, getting a loan, getting healthcare services, people struggle pan-India. Even though everything is available, right? You have that availability where you can. And we realized data was a problem, getting access to data, sharing it, helping them get the services. So that's where the idea started around that. And then since then, we've realized we are actually India's largest data sharing company, consent-based data sharing company. So over 90 million Indians use us to share 1 billion data packets yearly.
Give me a for example to explain this for our viewers. When you say consent-based data sharing, what do I experience?
So when you're getting a loan, for example, you go to a bank or an NBFC, and when you're sharing, let's say, a bank statement or your income data points, you'll actually use Equal Stack to actually fetch all of that digitally, real time, consented that you're okay to share data, and then actually shares it for you. We're part of the India Stack. The India Stack has a platform called Account Aggregator. We are India's largest account aggregator. Similar to UPI, therefore data sharing is called Account Aggregator.
Okay, so you make it easy for us to collate all of our data in one place when you're trying to get a loan or trying to engage in any kind of transaction. So this is going well. And in October, then you decide you want to launch, what is it, an AI assistant? An AI screen caller, an Indian true caller. How do you describe this company?
So we launched Equal AI in October, which is a call assistant, which picks up your phone calls. You get tons of calls today from unknown calls for services, businesses, all kinds of requests. And we realized this is one of India's biggest pain. Every single day you have these callers calling about certain things. And with the advent of agentic AI, we built something interestingly where you can it'll pick up your phone for an unknown call, speaks on your behalf, then connects the call to you, saying this person is calling for this purpose. Would you like to answer? And we got insane amount of reception, actually. So we have now 100,000 monthly active users using the app before we really started going out there. And they're asking us for so many other things and products on top. So the excitement is, and this will really move into doing a lot more tasks for you. Because if somebody could do a task for you, better, faster, cheaper, and with you in the center of it, you're more than happy to do it and allow it.
But, okay, so you have a Truecaller. People have access to a Truecaller already.
Sure.
There is a service like this available on the iPhone, on Apple. Android has a service like this as well.
That's right.
So where do you come in?
So the typical caller ID companies are telling you who's calling. And they're built for a Bharat use case. There are hundreds of millions of people who use it. This is a massive pain point in India, by the way, phone spam.
No, I agree completely.
And like the government is doing so many things, the telecom companies are doing so many things. That is not the problem we are solving. It's not the caller ID problem we are after. We are saying that when a call comes, we'll pick up and ask you, we'll figure out who's calling, why, and is that relevant for you? And then if it is, then you'll say, yeah, sure. And if it's not, so we actually are a call assistant. We pick up the call for you. So it's a kind of call. ID is before you pick up a call, and what you pick up is you pick up the call.
What is the caller hearing when this
speaks to the AI? Speaks to the AI and says you get a delivery call. It picks up the call, speaks on your behalf, and says, "Hey, Tamanna, has a delivery for Tamanna," and it'll collect the information, and if it'll help assist them, and then connects the call if required. Otherwise, if it can handle and give your address and your details to enable it, if you're okay with it, then it does.
And is the delivery guy able to understand this AI?
Yeah.
Because right now, the AI avatars that we interact with on audio or on video sound very different.
Yeah.
The accents are different. I don't know if it's for Bharat, if anyone can understand it. It's at a very nascent stage.
Things are progressing really fast. Every week, models are getting better and better. And we've built our product where, irregardless of the model, we keep improving the stack. And a lot of intelligence is played into it so that it becomes easier for them to understand multiple languages, switching between languages, and make it as real, the conversation, so that they can actually converse easily. And I think that's been our secret sauce. When you speak to our AI assistant, if you call somebody with it, you'll realize that, oh, this is this is great. It feels real.
So it's sounding like an Indian in an Indian accent.
That's
what
that's right.
What it
and
is?
Understands Indian names, Indian context, addresses, buildings, companies' names. That whole we're building for India and India first. And that is a big advantage and also deepens it much further into the system. And, and we're partners with Apple and Google, right? So, this is something that we believe will be a big use for all their users and customers. And eventually we'll be doing a lot more in their life. Because you get a call every time you're buying something, you're exploring to buy something. So essentially, once that information via call comes, we'll help you do the task. And that's where our value as an AI assistant will start opening up.
And so what is the revenue model for this? Who's paying for this assistance? Is it the platforms? Correct. Is it the user? How have you shaped that part?
So we have an Android app that's launched, and we have an iOS app that's launching. We are probably going to launch a pro tier with a lot more features in both the platforms. And once you go to the AI assistant world where it does a task for you, the businesses will pay us for doing the task for you.
So now I'm wondering the amount of, because the big conversation around AI is making people, jobs, and certain tasks redundant. In this case, who needs voicemail once this comes in a sense? Right? Maybe,
voicemail doesn't hire people in India.
No, I know. No, that's I said job/tasks and services. So,
right.
So voicemail becomes redundant.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe some amount of executive assistance also becomes redundant to some extent.
Actually, the inverse, because
PAs,
most of these users don't have an executive assistant. Executive assistants are maybe 3 to 5 million people in India at best have access to one.
So you're democratizing this and giving
absolutely.
it to more.
Now everybody has an assistant.
Okay, so the other guys who get impacted, maybe if at all, are the ones making the calls, the poor guys making the calls and saying, would you like XYZ loan?
Yeah.
No one's picking up their calls anymore.
No, the call, see, earlier, look at it from the consumer standpoint. It used to pester you, it used to irritate you, it used to be something that you didn't want. So now, actually, there's a protection layer for that. Here's a really amazing example. Actually, yesterday, an older gentleman called us, and we were chatting with him just on feedback. And he said, this is the most amazing thing for me, because I don't want to pick up calls. I get irritated. I'm an older person. I don't know what's true, what's not. You're able to screen all that for you and then give me context. And he apparently went and told his entire building that you must download this Equal AI, because it helps solve a lot of frustration and pain for me every day.
No, that's great. It could also possibly be used to protect, like you said, in the case of senior citizen, against phishing calls and scamsters going forward.
Absolutely. You know, if you heard these digital arrests, it is crazy what a person goes through. You know, they feel like very stressed out, and it's nobody should go through that. You know, somebody behaving, it's akin to like a robbery at home, right? So because it's an AI assistant and because we're able to figure out patterns of fraud, this is already inbuilt. So if we believe that this is a fraud call, we'll flag it as a fraud call. So, and we're not waiting on somebody to mark it after they've been frauded. It's because we're able to understand fraud patterns and say, this is a fraud call, I don't think you should pick up this call. So it'll actually help a lot of fraud, which is a burning issue in India today.
No, that is true. I'm just thinking, what your thoughts are on the very quick changes in AI. And you saw what happened with Anthropic and those tools which came out, and suddenly everyone thought, you don't need legal assistance, and you don't need people in finance and HR, etc.
Sure.
As someone who runs a business doing this, you face two risks. One is that someone else will come in with something much faster, bigger, or, in some way you will be behind the curve. How are you looking at these fast-paced developments? Because business can become redundant overnight right now.
Yeah. No, and you're seeing that with so many sectors. I mean, last 10 days ago, you saw something with IT services in India, which caused a lot of shock in the industry. The reality is that a lot of new jobs are coming in, a lot of new services are coming in, and the old ones will evolve and change. Now, I've given my entire 100-member team a co-pilot to code. Not many people code anymore in my team. They actually do code reviews and reviews. So they're getting faster, launching things better, launching things in a pace that we never thought was possible. Now, that also allows us to build more innovative things faster. So that's an added positive impact. for doctors and healthcare professionals or legal, lawyers or anybody in the courts, they are sitting under, so much work and so many things that are delayed that this will actually help them move faster so that they can process things better. So the way I look at the AI world actually is that regulation, capital, and entrepreneurs should build this as a tool that will enable, all the 7 billion people in this world to do more. And that's why if you see in the Bay Area, it's going to be another industrial revolution. It's not going to be one that takes away jobs, actually. The net impact will that you will lose a lot of jobs, you will gain a lot more value and a lot more jobs. But that being said, people who are unable to adapt to AI will be impacted. And that's going to be a societal crisis. That's going to be one that governments will have to deal with. And that's something that is a real issue.
No, but so having said that,
Yeah.
coming back to what my original question is, your company today has an exciting model.
Yeah.
The point with being in a business which is so fast-paced and
Correct.
where things can change so quickly is someone can come out with a super equal AI tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true.
Which then
That's
makes
true.
you think back, what am I doing and, how far behind the curve am I?
Yeah.
Does that worry you as a young
100%.
entrepreneur?
You have to be obsessed and you have to be on the edge to building faster. And that is a real threat today. And that's not only in this business. That's, you see it in software, it's coming really fast, but you look at it in so many businesses which are old school in nature, they're getting impacted by AI as well. Because efficiencies, speed, costs, people, everything is changing so rapidly. So, to answer your question, yeah, it is, you have to stay obsessed about it and paranoid almost to saying, how do I kind of leapfrog faster and faster?
So this is a thought that through all the conversations we've been having is emerging, that the growth industries of the future are going to be the ones built on real assets, which is actually what your family is all about, and the business family you come from is all about. Things that you can see, hardcore infrastructure, things that you make. Is that a conversation that you've been having or a thought you've been developing right now that, yes, this is great, these are businesses of the future, but there's some things that technology cannot move?
Correct. No, I think if you see the last few years, software was eating the world, and then AI started eating the world about 2 years ago, or AI started eating software about 2 years ago. Now, if you hear a lot of leaders globally who are in the world of AI, they talk about physical AI, which is what you may be referring to, which is it's coming into all parts of businesses, old school businesses as well.
No, what I'm referring to is that no matter how much you have, no matter how much progress you have in AI, you're still going to need an airport to take a flight.
Sure.
And no matter what else you do, you still need an actual medicine to eat.
Yeah.
So those physical businesses are not going to go out of style.
They're not going to go anywhere. No, I think to your point, you're right. There are going to be many businesses which are going to be there, and they will thrive. But in the way the businesses of the future are going to be ones that may be physical with digital as a core part of it. If you look in airports, it's going to fundamentally change in terms of efficiencies because how flight planning is, how network planning is will change. If you look in medication, discovery, early stage discovery of target identification is only getting faster with AI and quantum. You look at, any supply chain companies, they're changing. Power companies are changing. So there is going to be a huge revolution that's going to change most businesses, but physical businesses are always going to be there and thrive. And even play like a counter to what you said, in the US, in the S&P 500, the top 10 companies in the world, barring 1 or 2, are tech and AI companies. And if you remove them, America is in recession.
Correct.
That is, most of old school, smaller businesses are in recession. So tech is going to be a huge driver of change and innovation. Look, in China is the same. India is going to have the same pattern. In a few years, that's not happened. You'll have 3 to 5 companies in the top 10 companies which are tech or tech-enabled as its core. So,
is that the vision for you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just trying to understand your sort of mind space
Yeah.
as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Because you have grown up saying scale.
Yeah, agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
And a lot of entrepreneurs they're like, okay, my company went from, X size to X plus something
Correct.
because I got Series A, Series B, Series C. That would be restrictive to the scale that you have seen close
agreed.
up. So I'm wondering what the vision here is, or is this something which will be maybe the fifth thing that you start and then move on from, and then you become a serial entrepreneur? What direction are you looking at?
No, I think that's a very important question. I think Equal AI will be envisions to be the largest consumer AI company in India, and we want to do what a consumer wants, tasks on anything he wants done. We want to be able to do that for them and for all of India. India is a massive country with a lot of needs and large scale. When we started Equal, we went from 0 to 90 million users in 4 years. Tell me another business that is physical in nature that's possible, right? It's largely going to be, telecom companies or digital companies that can do that. And you can go 10x from here as well, right? So I think the idea and the vision is to be one of India's largest tech companies, and consumer AI being one of very important and very exciting times. So that's the vision of what we're trying to build.
Is this also the sort of model of what AI, the AI industry in India is going to look like? Because the grouse right now is India has been behind the curve on AI. We don't have the NVIDIAs or the AMDs or the other aspects of it as well. Where is our LLM, etc.? Do you think that this is what it's going to look like? Services built on top of AI.
See, Indians, over 1 billion people in India have never used AI. Do you know that?
But I'm not surprised. I did not know that, but I'm not surprised.
Because they don't even know where to start. You have a white screen with typing. Indians don't like white screens and they can't type so well. So you really have to change the way product is built for India. So AI native companies or AI assistants in India are going to look very different to the way America is building their AI LLM platforms. And that's how we are thinking of building, which is an India-first product. And we're not a foundational company. We're not building models. We're using some of the best models in the world. So for me, the innovation that happens in Europe, in China, and America makes my platform stronger because I'm building the product on top of it. And that's going to be the right to win for us also, is that as innovation happens and as things progress really fast, we will be net benefactors of that. And if we can understand the Indian consumer and build for them, that's what will make us win. Why do you think like PhonePe won in the UPI game? They understand the Indian consumer and their psyche. And that's how they've made it so simple for them to understand and enable it.
Do you think you have an advantage over other founders in the space of AI right now or in the data space because of the family you come from?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think building a software or even any tech company, you don't have an advantage that way. See, because you have to break
Access
down
to capital, network.
Sure. That you can get anywhere, right, today, like you said earlier. Yeah. See, the thing is, what happens today is that when you're building in a fast-paced industry, network and access to capital only play a certain advantage. It's your product, the technology that you're able to build, how you're able to package it, network effects. Why is a Meta still relevant today when Facebook is not as relevant? Because they have distribution advantage. Instagram has absolute eyeballs. So you'll have to think about, in technology, there are 4 or 5 moats that win. If you become one of that, then you're probably going to get bigger and better. So
What is the kind of support you get at home? What are the dining table conversations like? Were they completely backing you when you said you want to do this?
Yeah.
Instead of the path that traditionally would have been charted for you in your case?
So GVK as a family business has evolved to a family office, which means that there are over 10 businesses under the family office, and they're independently run with CEOs. And it's not run as a conglomerate anymore. It's run more as a family office. Now, that being said, the family office has all operating businesses under it. So Arrogen Life Sciences is India's second largest contract research pharma company. Accelera is one of India's leading data analytic companies. We have Equal is one that I have founded and I run as founder. So each of them have different types of businesses that are being built. So yeah, my dad is probably one of the most inspiring and supportive fathers and inspiring entrepreneurs. Today, the best airports in India are built by him. His obsession for design. You look at Bangalore Airport, you look at Bombay Airport, and my grandfather, of course. So I think there is the support that I've got from my family is immense, and the fun of building a company is.
So you never had this question, why are you going off and doing all of this when there's so much to look at?
All the businesses are professionally run. When you're, the excitement is in building.
There was this whole debate which sort of got very heated and exciting.
I know which debate.
But let me say it.
I'm not part of the debate.
No.
I'm not part of the debate because
You're
I have both sides. Unfortunately, I'm on both sides.
No, but let me lay it out. We can't just have this private conversation. Viewers don't understand what we're talking about. Okay, let me lay it out very simply. So running a family office or being involved in a family office is also work. I'm not saying it is. But there was this sort of comment and question and conversation.
It's not much work, by the way, if you're just in the family office.
It's not much work. Okay, so I know it's out of the debate you're on.
Yeah.
But the question was, and the concern was, let me put it that way, that the next generation of entrepreneurs are happy to sit and run family offices instead of creating something new. You're clearly one that wants to create something new.
Absolutely.
Why is that? What is the kick that you're missing?
See,
or you were?
I have the entrepreneur bug. I enjoy doing this. I love building companies. Sitting in a family office is a more wealth preservation structure. Wealth creation or value creation structures is when you're actually building a company. So I've clearly taken my side in building a company and I enjoy it. So, but yeah, I think each to their own. There's been more liquidity to families and promoters and businesses than ever before. So you're suddenly, and a lot of what Uday Kotak said is so true, is that is not going to create huge value for the nation. And I agree with his perspective, because you have to build companies and be ahead of the curve. You see the pace of innovation in China is staggering. Like we are so oblivious to it. And if we want to really surpass them in AI, we have to really be at the cutting edge of a lot of innovation. US as well. So I think that would be my take on that.
Well, hopefully this is just the start for you. Good luck, Keshav, with Equal AI and everything else that is to come. And thank you for coming in on the show today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.